I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to another video. There's another paid request, this time from Broad Stipe. For those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, or for those who want to send in any type of request or what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is for Shutter Island. I know a lot of people like the film. This was just not my cup of tea. I've seen this film before. I never cared for this. I know it's Martin Scorsese. I'm sorry, I'm still not a fan of the film after watching it again. There's other Martin Scorsese films I enjoy. I enjoy Taxi Driver. I enjoy After Hours. I enjoy Goodfellas. I enjoyed The Wolf of Wall Street. I would say that's my favorite collaboration between him and Leonardo DiCaprio. But this film, I could never get into. Now the cast, you got Leonardo DiCaprio, who I like as an actor. You got Mark Ruffalo, before he would be the Incredible Hulk in the new Avengers movies. You had Max von Sydow, may he rest in peace. You had Ben Kingsley. You had Ted Levine in a small role. Yeah, it's a pretty damn decent cast, I'll give you that. Jackie Earle Haley makes an appearance. And the setup is interesting. DiCaprio, Mark Ruffalo, they're U.S. Marshals. They go to this hospital for the criminally insane on an island in the Boston Harbor. And the way it's shot, not bad at all. Certain camera work. Certain pieces of lighting. There's bits where DiCaprio, as they're investigating the disappearance of someone on that island, and from time to time, DiCaprio either has images and nightmares of the war, and how that's shot and lit, and him witnessing the dead bodies during war. It's effective for what they need to be. There are times where he imagines his wife, and he's like hugging her, and then sees ashes, and the whole room's on fire. Again, the way that's done. Nicely shot, nicely lit. It's cool to see these actors. Elias Koteas, Casey Jones in the 1990 Ninja Turtles film. Nice to see him in there. I don't want to spoil the ending. If you don't want spoiled, beware right now. I've seen this before. I know the ending. So as I'm watching the film and knowing the ending, it just makes the movie that much more ridiculous of an idea, in my opinion. That much more of a silly idea. Like, what? Because what you come to find out is that Leonardo DiCaprio's character, as this stuff is going on, this is all a ploy. This is all This is all put together by this hospital staff to go ahead and... Let me backtrack a bit. Leonardo DiCaprio had a wife and kids. His wife, who was disturbed, killed his kids. And she didn't think anything of it. She's hugging DiCaprio, and in fit of rage for the death of his kids by her hand, he kills his wife. He has a mental breakdown. He went to this hospital, and to break his conspiracy-laden insanity, where he fell into, that didn't really happen. I'm a detective. I'm a marshal, and this guy played by Elias Koteas, he's a arsonist, and he killed them. And in order to break it, they make this big ploy, this big plan, where the hospital staff play roles and act out and make him believe he's a U.S. Marshal and go through all this stuff. So like even the people he talks to, they work with him, the other patients, which none of them spilled the beans too far. The closest was Jetty or Haley saying, this is a game, all this, for you. You're a fucking rat in a maze. So if you're paying attention, you might guess what's going on. But then, like, you have this big storm that they're going through. There's a part where he's climbing down the cliff. I'm like, so what if he fell off the cliff, this hospital staff? Is that your responsibility if he actually fell off this fucking cliff? And I get the idea and the fact of you're in the mind of a person that's disturbed, so he doesn't know what's real and what's not, so we, the audience, doesn't know what's real and what's not. What are we seeing? What are we not seeing? He'll see people that are there, he turns, they're not there, and you're playing across the audience's reactions or expectations, and you're in the mind of a person that you cannot trust. And also, I know this is coming from the guy that enjoyed Michael Douglas's The Game. And you just say, well, Matt, that's pretty outrageous too. But I don't know, I just have more fun. Maybe I like the way it ended more. I like the way it came about more. As insane as it is. That, to me, was more refreshing than, yeah, he's crazy. I've seen that done so many times, so it was nothing new to me. You know, I'm looking at movies now and a poster now that it's all in his head. I'd rather go watch that. I'd rather go watch the original Jacob's Ladder. I'd rather go watch the original Jacob's Ladder if I want to see that story told. So I'm watching it again. I'm just seeing, okay, this is all just a plan for him to break out of his insanity. And it doesn't work. Because it works for a bit. They think he's back to his old self. But then they think, oh no, he's back at it, pretend to be this guy. But then he turns to Mark Ruffalo and he goes, which would you rather? Would you rather live as a monster or die as a good man? So in a way he's saying, no, I'm fine, but I'm going to get this lobotomy because I want to die a good man. I don't want to live like this anymore. And Mark Ruffalo knows, but he can't do anything about it. So he's led to his lobotomy and the movie's over. It's just when you see that ending and you know it, I just don't get what the rewatchability is. I don't. In fact, I get more out of Inception. With, you have another guy who has a past with someone he loved that died, and he blames himself for it. But Inception, I just thought was a better made film, more interesting story, more interesting ending. I just got a lot more out of it. I'm sorry I'm playing with my eyes so much. Got a little scratch on it, Sally. I shouldn't play with it. And I still remember the disappointment I had when I saw the trailer to this. I thought, oh, cool. Martin Scorsese, who did Cape Fear. He's doing another thriller. And it's a good cast. And also, the trailer at times felt like it could be a horror film. That'd be interesting to see Scorsese do that and go into that realm. Because the closest he does, maybe films like Cape Fear, but it's okay. There's like a horror mystery. Maybe a tip of the hat of those movies back in the day where in the old dark house and the darkest stormy night, only this is an asylum on an island, and you got the tools of the trade, and what does Scorsese do with this? And it's all in his mind. He's crazy. I go, really, man? That's what we're going with? Really? I just wasn't that satisfied with the red herrings. More red herrings than a slasher film. And you find out that Mark Ruffalo, who is his partner, was the primary psychiatrist, the psychologist the whole time. And he couldn't forgive himself, so you've invented this other self, and we're trying to break you out of it. Which I thought was a pretty crazy way to try to break him out of it. What if he got worse? What if you're like, yeah, this is all real? What if he went worse? That's a very easy way to make it worse. To fulfill his ideals that, yeah, this is real. This is really happening. And we're telling you it's real. Wouldn't that make it worse? Wouldn't that make his psychosis worse? Because you're feeding into his psyche of, yeah, this is you. This is who you are. Aren't you feeding into it more? Giving the person more of the food, the bloat up and kaboom? Aren't you feeding more into his conspiracy-led insanity by playing it out? Like a movie? Like a play? I would think that's more... that could make things worse than better. But I'm not a psychologist, so there's that. So yeah, I've never been a fan of the film. I think it's a well-directed movie. I don't mind the cast. I don't mind the acting. Yeah, you got the boss, the accent. I'm fine with it. It bothers some people. I'm fine with it. The actors and the directions are not the problem. It was, to me, the script. I'm just not a fan of the script and this idea. If you like it, that's cool. It's just not for me. I'm sorry. So with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later.